morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast as Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of the day.
So call in at 888-565-1470 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning. Shake off your sleepies, buckle in, cause it's showtime!
Welcome to the Cafe Brew, where your laughter meets our bagel. It's something like that.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. We are on our breakfast brew set.
You want to pick Mike up?
You know what? The problem, welcome. You know why? I got to tell you why. You guys move us around so freaking much, I thought I had lapels on.
They're like, grab a mic.
I'm grabbing a mic there, Val.
Try it again.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
We can hear her without a mic.
I forgot. Welcome to the Cafe Brew, where your laughter meets our bagel, or your bagel meets our laughter, actually. We're changing things around, giving a new look. Have a lot of new stuff going on today.
Well, first I have to thank, who we thank this new look for? Vinny.
What?
We thank this new look for Vinny, from Vinny.
Vinny who?
Vinny, my cousin Vinny.
Why? Oh, because he thought of it?
My cousin Vinny's like, you know what? I like this morning set, so we definitely have a working studio in here. We don't have room for people, but we definitely have room for equipment and cameras. Have you noticed we have no room for people?
We are, yeah, well, that's okay, because the way things are going, we shouldn't have any people anyway.
That's pretty much what we've been doing. We got no room for people, but it's all good. This place, it looks beautiful.
It does. And yes, we have our mask handy. We put them on throughout the day. I got to tell you, my nose is in a lot of pain. And I got some breaking news. I got some stuff to talk about. Have you guys heard of Godzilla?
Sure.
Teddy, you heard of Godzilla?
Is this like a knock-knock joke?
You heard of Godzilla? Yeah. You heard about what's coming? Starting today, Godzilla.
No.
It goes to show you.
We don't watch the news.
Sometimes you think that the guy comes with the shirt.
The shirt comes with the guy?
Yes. What's happening right now is, in Florida, we get the sands off of Africa. That slows down the hurricanes, right? Well, in Puerto Rico, I got a phone call from my family yesterday. Blue skies turn gray. In some areas of Puerto Rico, it went dark.
They said it's going to change the colors of the sky.
Starting today till Sunday, maybe Monday. The amount of sand in the atmosphere, they're calling it Godzilla. Never in the history of recording this stuff has it been this thick, this far, this big.
As far south?
Yes. And no, south is okay.
South. What are we?
It's going to go from San Juan down to us into Texas. It's like a giant bell. But what's about to happen today, you're going to have a harder time breathing through that sand with this. So they are warning people, don't think you have the virus. Don't think you're going crazy. Don't think, because it is going to be harder to breathe normally. And when you're wearing a mask, it's going to be even that harder.
Teddy had a hard time with those this morning. I couldn't even get the one in our studio on. We needed the Teddy Touch.
Yeah, she turned it.
That's what we're going to call it, the Teddy Touch.
She turned it on.
Hashtag the Teddy Touch.
So obviously, Dawn doesn't care about Godzilla. So let's move on to another subject.
You know why I don't care about Godzilla? I do care about Godzilla. What I don't like is what I continue to say over and over again is that why do they have to perpetuate something bad? Why can't we just spread some nice news? Why do we have
nice news.
What's nice about it? We're on a beautiful sunset.
What happens when the sand absorbs all the water out of the atmosphere?
We're not going to have hurricanes.
Duh, that's right. And I think that's
You're
great
really
news.
just an dummy.
Yes.
Teddy, he really just duh me.
Because
Slick. I got an duh.
Because it's true.
Duh. How old are you?
6. The sand is absorbing all the moisture, so you can't have a hurricane because there's no moisture in the atmosphere.
Duh, yes.
Duh.
Duh.
Okay, so why don't you talk about something else in the middle of it? I'm going to do this to you from now on. When you talk, I'm going to bring up something else.
all the time,
No,
which is
no,
why
I'm
we
going
have to
to now.
edit a whole piece today.
Now I'm going
Wait
to.
till you see these 2 pieces we have to edit.
Why do you have to edit
You'll
it?
see.
Gotta edit nothing.
I sent it to Teddy last night at midnight. She goes, I'll take care of it today.
Edit nothing. Oh, yeah. That's another thing. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, when you guys use WeTransfer, you guys exploded my email address yesterday. I got a letter. I got a message from Gmail Incorporated. Mrs. Santori. We are about to delete your Gmail account. You have over 5,000 Gmails account in one day.
I think we're going to create a new email for you just for WeTransfers.
You can't do that
Why?
because it's tied. You know what? How you doing, Slick? I'm not gonna entertain this
So
conversation.
look, I got to tell you, you have a fan.
I got one
Yes.
over there.
We got two. There's my cousin Vinny. Good morning, my cousin Vinny.
How are you, my cousin Vinny?
My mother. Yes.
Every time I turn around, you got another fan. Now-
The Slick Fan Club.
Now, why is she his fan? Now, what did he do?
So I went over to visit my parents last night, yesterday afternoon, which is, I haven't seen them since Mother's Day. So it's been a month, but I had to see them, and we stayed 6 feet apart. So we figure the kitchen table, this is what it is. The kitchen table's 5 feet, and their chairs were another foot. So we were at least 7 feet apart, wearing a mask. My dad had a shield on, and my mom says, you know, I keep my she got a new refrigerator because the refrigerator was on the brink. I said, Mom, it's really clean. She says, well, this one is. I said, I know you didn't do it. She goes, well, you haven't seen the back refrigerator. I said, no. The back refrigerator is filled with my Gubba rum and my wine and my Jack. This is my mother, right? I said, why is it there? She goes, well, it takes me longer to get there, so I actually have to think that I need the drink to go to the back of the house, to go to the back refrigerator to get the drink. She says, and because of Slick, I love my Gubba rum. She says, Slick? She says, no, he's
Thank
slick.
you. Thank
She
you.
says-
What is it? I don't know her name. I mean, Mother to Dawn. What's her name?
We call her Grandma Vodka. You can call her Grandma Gubba now.
Grandma Gubba.
So let me get this right.
Yes.
She loves this guy because he had pineapple with the
Because
rum?
he introduced her to the Gubba rum.
Oh, he introduced her.
Well, she always loves you for
No,
everything.
no, but when did he introduce her? I'm sort of
mean-
curious.
I think, I don't
Everywhere
know.
I go, you're like the
My
poster
pizzazz.
child for Gubba.
She says, Slick is just slick. I'm like, yeah,
Try my
Slick is
best.
just slick.
I just want you to know
Mama
I'm his
Gubba.
agent. I'm the one that baptized him, Mr. Slickster.
Well, that was the next question. How did he get his name?
Because
And I said, from Freddie.
yeah, because the first time I saw him, he didn't even like the first one. He a cool cat.
Yeah, Cool Cat was like, it aged me. Don't you think it ages me, Vinny? Cool Cat.
Ages you? What are you, 6?
That's a Cool Cat. It's like
Ages. I thought he
You
said
got to
ages.
turn on mic 3.
3 and 4.
A3. But it does
Ages.
like. What would you think if my name was Cool
These
Cat?
two are hilarious. Let's turn on their cameras,
That's
guys,
because you're
too.
cool.
No.
No?
That
What would
doesn't
you
work out.
think if they call me Cool Cat? You should just ask
No,
that.
I feel like
That's like the
cool-
question my co-host said. The owl is like a bird. Yeah, they're going
I
to
mean,
edit.
it is like a
they're going
bird.
to edit me, but the owl
I
is
mean,
like
it
a
is.
bird that
It is-
flies.
It is like a bird that flies.
It is like a bird, and an elephant is like a mammal.
Yes, just like that.
You're right about that. Yeah.
Do you know that an elephant has breasts? Did you know that?
I don't think so. I think
Where?
they're
Yeah,
I
it
don't
does.
think so.
It
I
does.
don't
Yeah,
think so.
look it up. I will bet $100.
Is that what they're
have
called?
breasts.
That's why it's a
Well,
mammal.
on a cow, they're called teats, right? They're not called breasts. What are they called on an
Oh, I'm
elephant?
sorry. On an elephant, they got big
Udders.
breasts.
Udders. You talking about udder? Yeah.
I think they have a
An
special
elephant
name.
has, you know what? I didn't want to use the T word, so it's
Udders.
mammal glander. Now you know that a dolphin is also a mammal. Correct. You know
Correct.
why?
Yes.
Because they give birth?
Because
What
they
is it?
have
Their fins are
breasts.
horizontal.
They got
That's
And
not
they
what
have to
constitutes a
breathe.
mammal.
what constitutes mammal?
They
Warm
have to-
What
blooded.
constitutes a mammal is if, well, yes, they're warm-blooded, but also if their youth grows within them.
Yes. I know most men are mammals. Not all, but we don't have anything growing inside us.
That's true.
Uh-huh.
That
So
is-
there you have it, ladies and
You are a
gentlemen.
mammal, but you do not have a life.
I guess I'm not a
growing-
mammal.
You are.
What do you call something that's not a mammal?
A reptile.
Thank you. I'm a reptile. You know, I've been called a reptile a few times in my life. Thank you very much, Vinny. What? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you
That
for
would be the
reminding me.
reptile.
I got a butterfly in a box for you.
It's going to be one of those Thursdays, huh?
One of them Thursdays.
Good morning to you. But I definitely think we need to spread some more love and life into this whole world versus all this negative stuff.
I have an idea.
Slick tells me there's some other bad stuff going down in Palm Beach County.
Yes, and this is the reason I'm wearing this. All of a sudden, people are fighting, screaming in Texas. Nah, there's nothing wrong. It's okay. You know what? Walk around naked if you want.
Just wear a mask.
No, they don't want to wear masks. They have uprising in West Palm.
Yeah, what's going on in West Palm, Slick?
And how do you know about it?
Well,
Tom?
basically, I watched a snippet and then I had to read the story. I thought it was like, not fake news, but like, I'm like, no, people in West Palm Beach wouldn't be thinking like that. But basically, the whole town hall meeting and with the articles, it was basically people pointing out. I gotta take off this mask.
Oh, not easy to talk in a mask.
But basically, people were pointing out the fact that the mask was like hindering them or hindering their rights to do what they want. They wouldn't want a mandate. They would want the the optional choice to wear a mask.
What was
and
the
not wear
word
a
you,
mask.
you told me it was? Mandanish? What was
Mandation.
Mandation.
Yeah, I just said man. I think it is a word. Mandation is a word.
no
right?
idea.
Valerie,
It has to
Teddy,
be a
is
word.
mandation a word?
It has to be.
No.
Dude,
Okay, mandation is a word today.
it? It is a word today. And
The word
it's
of the
a
day.
good word.
The
It's a
word
good
of the
word.
day is mandation. And every time, how about that? If you hear the
But
word
clearly-
mandation, give us a call and you win a free bag of Brooklyn Cafe Show coffee.
But the people
Like
of
that.
Palm Beach are not. Now, I'm not saying everybody, but there are some blocks that are not having it with with this mandate for putting on masks.
Yes, there was a meeting taken yesterday.
Correct.
Yesterday was Tuesday? No, on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
And at the meeting, it's an open meeting. Anybody could go. Well, if you're in Florida and you're a resident, you can go to these meetings. And they got really hostile.
Yeah.
And there was one lady that says, I was born free, and you ain't going to put a mask on me. You're going to have to this and that. I would love to go to this woman's house. Love it.
Correct.
Because she don't care. She don't care like it don't belong there. I mean, she's like, woo.
Some were even like battling the professionals that are trying to handle this whole situation. They're like, you doctors, I don't think you doctors are qualified to say if we should wear and not wear masks.
So
I'm
it's
like,
now in effect. It went into
Correct.
effect at midnight, right? 12:01
Why do you
this
think I have it
morning.
on? You know the fines? 250 to 10,000.
Really? I thought it was like
That's like
500.
parking in the
250. It
handicap.
depends on the state you're in, man. They are
it depends on
coming
the
down,
city. Yeah,
baby.
it's like a parking ticket, like
real?
a paraplegic parking ticket.
So I'm wondering what constitutes, though, a public space? The park, the beach, the grocery store, outside as well as inside?
Everywhere.
I'll
So
say-
if you go to the beach, you have to wear a mask?
Yeah, yes.
Correct.
Now let me tell you, we go to the gym. If you're doing cardio, this says you don't have to. Makes no sense to me.
To do
'cause that's when
cardio.
you're gonna breathe on somebody. Right?
Exactly.
Myrtle Beach, group of kids went out. 90 group of kids went out. 17 of them got sick. Now they're testing the rest of them. They think 70 kids out of the 90 got sick. Okay?
Well, I told you, my nephew.
He went
got
to
it from
Myrtle
hi-
Beach.
His fraternity house. They opened it up. 100 guys got sick.
100 guys got sick. Now, second set, lady goes. She was in quarantine in New York City forever. Forever. Never got sick, was healthy, was beautiful. She goes out one night with the girls. Comes back sick 24 hours later. So don't tell me that if you stop doing this, doing the right things, the bad things are never going to happen to you. She's 21. You know what she says? I'm sick. That's okay. I'm going to make it. 17-year-old in New Jersey got sick, same way, hung out with the girls. She died 2 days later. Now, what's the difference between the 17-year-old and the 21?
Her immune system, I guess.
That's right. And the problem we're having here is that all of us are not built the same.
True.
Okay? A diabetic is not built the same as a wackadoodle over here.
That's for sure.
And wackadoodle, we don't know how deep coronavirus will affect the wackadoodle yet. But you young guys from 20 to 40, young lady also, I know your immune system should be better, but doesn't mean you can't get sick. So I have a suggestion. The board in Florida is messed up anyway. They have numbers here and there and everywhere, and they fired the lady that created it. Nobody knows what the hell is going on. Stop reporting the numbers.
Well, here's what I found really interesting last night as I was falling asleep with my CBN. I know you can't freaking breathe in these things.
It's the same.
They said 5,400 cases in Florida, right? You look it up. 358 cases in Palm Beach County.
Where's the rest of it?
Throughout the state.
Oh.
It's not just Palm Beach County, but our news, you got to listen carefully. Our news makes it sound like it's 5,400 cases in Palm Beach County.
The worst.
It's not. There were 328 cases in Palm Beach County. There were 38 cases in Okeechobee County. This is the state of Florida. This is not the county, the tri-county area. These are the things that are misleading people into panic.
Well, it's not only misleading. Look what's happening. They went down to, what is it south of here that you go to?
Broward County?
No, the town.
Miami?
It starts with an H.
Hillsborough.
Hollywood?
Further south, all the way down.
Hillsborough?
I don't know what it
Hialeah?
Hialeah.
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 Hialeah General Hospital reports 98% capacity yesterday, and today it's okay.
I got to tell you something funny about that. Remember, we once had a client who didn't sell anything, and you sold one thing for them, and you said, "Well, you're up 100%," right?
She never sold a book. I sold a book.
You sold a
I said
book.
100%.
All
I
right.
wasn't being facetious.
So
I was
wait.
being honest.
So you talk about hospital beds.
Yes.
They're 28% more filled to capacity. If you have 100 ICU beds, that means they filled up 2 more.
Yes. That's the deal.
Okay, so you've gone up-
98%.
So you've gone up 28%. You've gone up maybe 2 or 3
Two
in
beds.
two to 3 beds, but they're not saying those beds are filled with COVID patients.
That's
They're
right.
saying they're filled.
That's right. You see, the media, it isn't that, listen, the media has a job to do. I get it. And they have to dramatize things because Channel 4 is competing with Channel 7, was competing
And
with Channel 2.
advertisers, sure.
Advertisers say, where do I put my billions of dollars? Do I put it here, here, or there? So the more you are clever at delivering real news, and I'll keep it there, at real news, because it's not always real. We're going to get into the Bubba Wallace situation. The more that you come out with this knee-jerk reaction, the more bad
panic,
you give.
sure.
So New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut now have a mandate. You fly there, you are now quarantined for 2 weeks.
If you fly from Florida.
Yes. If you fly from any hot zone, Florida, California, Texas, those are the hot zones. Okay. So when you fly to New York now, you got to stay in bed or in your house for 2 weeks. That's the $10,000 fine. If they find out that you're up there and you did not quarantine for 2 weeks, you can look it up. It's 10 large. Now, let me ask you a question. We're going to go to New York for a week. Well, I guess I'm not going. You're going to go for 2 weeks. I guess I'm not going. Unless you go for a month, why go to New York?
And then when you come back, are you reverse quarantining?
And you're reverse quarantining because you got to have the martini with the quarantining.
What do you think, Finney?
I have family in New York, and I want to see them in August, but it doesn't look like I'm going anytime soon at this point.
You're not.
Nope.
You might as well learn the Zoom because it's Zoom or the vMix or something because you ain't going. When you go up there, you're going to spend 2 weeks in isolation. You have to be isolated. You can't be hanging out in the house either. This is the problem. And then we create these problems, and then we wonder why the country who's spending gazillion billions, they're printing so much money they ran out of ink. And how long can you keep this up?
Just printing money?
Just printing money, throwing money at it. You know we need like 96.3 gazillion billion to open up the schools? And
Oh, speaking of schools,
Oh.
do you see Florida teachers got a raise?
Of course they got a raise.
good.
Every military person in the world got a raise. You got to want to go to Afghanistan? I'll give you a raise. I'll give you another
Teachers.
couple of
Teachers,
Teachers.
teachers,
Honey,
teachers.
teachers are going into a war zone. They don't know what they're walking into.
They're going up to 47.5
Good for them.
starting
That's
pay from 41.
So what do you give the fire department?
That's
what do you
good.
give the cops and everything else?
I don't-
48, 49?
I don't know what they're making, but they went from being one of the lowest paid in the country to top 5.
That's right. Now, the only question is, are we ever going to teach again? I think the whole country goes stupid. We never teach again.
Well,
No,
that's
it's
part of
gonna
what's
be
going on.
live. It's gonna be live, like virtually.
Now, you saw the PGA, the golfers. I wish Callaway was here. The golfers, they're dropping out. Guy got
Oh, I
sick.
didn't see
His
that.
brother got sick. They were hanging out. They were hanging out. I got 6 golfers that left the
golf
PGA.
course?
Left the PGA. By the time they win, it'll be Tiger Woods because he can afford to stay home. He'll be the only one. He wins.
Give us a call, 888-994-4995. Join our morning zoo crew. Say hi. I want to get the girls on camera, too. Turn on that camera for
They're
them.
in there yakking
I
it
know,
up.
the camera's on,
And
but
I
they're
gotta
not
tell you,
gonna
if
put
you
it
call
over.
in to complain about the mask, don't call. Seriously, don't call because
call, don't text.
just don't. You can text all you want, just don't call because I don't want to get into it on the air. It's different for everybody. I had to listen. Fuego was in the Studio B yesterday, and they took pictures, and that's a husband and wife. Husband and wife, right? If you're with your significant other, you're going to take pictures in a beautiful studio like this, which we're going to get into some of the new things we're doing. What am I supposed to do? Police them? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs.
You cannot take a picture.
You go to the bathroom, you come here, and you have to merge your picture somehow by yourself. I can't stop them.
Nope, there have been a lot of pictures. They took pictures from on the Ave. They were here.
No, and then
They
they
were
put the
found.
mask on to take pictures, and it says we can't see them. I can't tell my cousin Vinny looks like my cousin. Well, him is different. I can't tell who you are, right? Wearing a mask and taking the picture. So what
Vinny,
do
we
you
got
do?
to get you a press pass for your hat.
We're gonna get your shirt. I am the actual.
He's just like
my cousin
Adam
Vinny.
Newsies.
All right, listen, can we continue?
We're gonna
Don't
go to
go off on a
commercial break.
tangent. Because, why are we going to commercial
Because we
break?
called it a few
got
minutes
4
ago and you
minutes.
kept going. Okay, we're not
Yeah, I'm
going
going to keep going. You know what? You can edit me some more.
Okay.
I want to talk about the news again. I want to talk about the Bubba Wallace situation.
Oh,
Guys, see this?
You need your mic.
I feel with the whole Bubba Wallace situation, I kind of overjudged the story. So I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna
You didn't
basically
overdo
go
anything.
into the story. It's just like
They
it
fed
was
you the wrong information.
information.
That's
Yes, correct.
that's what we're talking about. You're fed not half truths sometimes. I can't say not truths,
No.
half truths.
But look at the way he's spinning this by saying, but wait a minute, I have
Yeah.
been, there's no justice in the whole nine,
Correct.
like the quarterback. I get that. That's not what we're talking about. The whole world was upset because that noose that they were talking about is actually to open and close a gate. It's been there for years.
Yeah.
It's not a noose. That he ended up in that pit is the coincidence.
So it would be like our rope being tied in a hook, in a loop.
In a loop,
Same
so you
thing.
can grab it to pull it up.
They took a picture of it in 2017, and then it was the same type of.
It's the same thing. It's a
Yeah.
noose that they used to open and close the gate. Now, we have knots on ours. And I'm going to tell you, the knots burn your hand if you're not careful, right? What I don't understand, what I would have argued was, why did I get pit row 43 with the noose? That's a different conversation. But what I saw yesterday was him backtracking. He doesn't need to backtrack. The injustice is still present. We get it. But it's the way the news reported it. They jumped to conclusions and
Correct.
nobody waited to listen. This is why they say you have to investigate and you have to give it a minute. Got to give it a second to breathe. Well, why weren't they arrested?
They
and I
don't.
made
The
a,
people are trying to get first news rights. Breaking story, breaking news. So
oh, let me get the
it's
wrong
not al-
news.
It's not
this
always all
is
factual.
this is the breaking wrong news that I'm
And I
about to
felt
give you.
I felt blinded because I thought, me seeing that NASCAR coming together, I'm
That
thinking
was
like
really
this whole
great.
thing. Yeah, I'm like, I never seen NASCAR like this because I know it's always been divided.
The Confederate flag issue in NASCAR, I thought, was well looked at. I think they don't want it in there. They don't believe in it. Now, I want to talk to you guys about the statues that are being ripped up all over the place.
There are some people that think they should stay.
There's a lot of people because of history,
Yep.
and then there's a lot of people because they're racist. Now,
And then it becomes a whole political thing.
and then there's the politicians also.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, everybody's using the platform for their own gain. And that's the problem I have with this whole thing. I'll give you an example. There's a gentleman in Colorado. Did you see this one? The cops had their body cams on, and they stopped this gentleman who became belligerent when they told him, stop walking, stop, stop, you're a person of interest, stop. And he refused to stop. This kid died. Now, what they did was they restrained him. EMS came in, and they gave him a shot of something. He must
It
have
was
been allergic
ketamine.
to
It
it. He
was-
got brain swelling.
Yeah, he was
and he died.
he had anemia. I forgot
He
his
was
name.
anemic.
He was anemic. Like
He was wearing a mask.
he always wears a mask when he walks. So even before this whole pandemic, I just forgot his name, but he always wore the mask leaving places because he gets sick really. He's
He
not
gets
like
sick
the
easily.
average. He's not like the average human being. So
He had a white bag with him.
yeah, basically when EMS came, they inject him with ketamine, and then that gave
That's
him
it.
an allergic reaction, and
He
yeah,
died,
he died.
3 days later.
Correct.
Now, they want to bring charges against the police officers, and they want to know why they weren't arrested and fired in the whole night. Did you see the tape?
I didn't see the tape. I seen a reenactment of what happened.
I saw the tape.
Yeah.
The-
Explain to me what happened.
The,
kid went
the body
in.
cam, first of all, fell off. All three of them fell off.
Really?
Now, those are supposed to be stapled to your chest, but it fell off. The kid was walking down the street. There was a phone call, apparently. They pulled him over to question. He was a person of interest.
Okay.
This particular gentleman had some other issues.
The kid?
Yeah.
This is me talking,
He had
not
medical
factual. I
issues.
can't prove it. I saw the tape. From what I saw, the way he was talking and everything else, he did not want to be restrained. He wanted to go home. He doesn't kill a mosquito. You can hear him saying these things. I don't
Yeah.
do that kind of stuff.
It
and
was
yada, yada,
because
yada.
he had this thing about personal space. He's an introvert. He was claiming
Yes.
that he was an introvert.
So why did they inject him with ketamine?
I don't know
to
why.
calm him down.
I don't know why, but with
tranquilize him.
with the officers, he was just saying, "Can you please respect my space?" And the officers weren't respecting the space. That's what I was
Now, he was handcuffed and put
Yeah.
on his belly, and he was screaming belligerently, and they injected him.
With ketamine.
EMS did, not the cops.
EMS.
You would think they know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
Why would you inject it? And even a tranquilizer.
Correct.
Now, if you look up the way mental cases are handled in this country, it might not be wrong. The way the book is written might be wrong, but what they did apparently isn't wrong.
The protocols were correct, but the bad reaction.
But you had a bad outcome. And again, this comes down to, they're saying, why didn't the cops just walk away? Okay, let's talk about that. The cops moved back, and they let him calm himself down. This individual was never going to get calm because he has a mental block about anything. His bubble, he has certain things going on with him
I get it.
that you're not going to know in 5 minutes of meeting somebody for the first time. Every cop that runs into a situation, they got to size it up in 20 seconds. Is your life in jeopardy, his, and then the other person, and then themselves? And bad policing only occurs when you make the wrong
Here's
decisions.
what I don't understand, and we can go to commercial break and come back. If you are in handcuffs and you are on the ground, you are no longer a threat to the officers. So why do you need to do these things that have been done? Why do you need to keep your knee on their neck? Why do you need to inject?
Correct.
Why do you need to
Yeah, I feel
taser
like
them? If they are on the ground and they are in cuffs, they are no longer a threat to authority.
Yeah, but how'd you get there?
You said to me he was
How big are you?
He was on his stomach though. Like he was like 150 pounds. The
Yes.
officers were
Yeah, but
like
I'm
probably
not-
2 something.
True, but we're going to talk about how did we
I'm not
get
a
him
police
on his
officer.
stomach.
I'm not an EMS.
Time out. Suppose you're 5 foot
Me.
and you're going to arrest NBA. You have to do it. You have to wrestle this 6'4" man down to the ground. Odds are you're going to have to put a chokehold to get him down. I'm not saying it's the right thing. I'm saying you're going to go to a taser, everything short from shooting him to get him to go down because he's not complying. That's the first thought of action. The second one is there's a lot of cops who can't lift 120 pounds. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that every cop is a weakling. I'm saying that
That's a lot of weight.
you can't do it. So you got to wrestle somebody to the ground. Can't do it. Now you're asking, why should you have to do it? Well, if you're telling me, no, I'm not going to listen to you, then what are your choices? As a cop, what would you do?
I don't know. Let's go to commercial break and find out. Give us a call, 888-994-4995. Let's spread some good news, as a matter of fact. Give us a call and talk about Slick's new word, mandation. Let's talk about the mandation now in Palm Beach County. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Let's all welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's A-M-P, the number 2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422.
They call me Don Pablo, and 20 years ago, I discovered my passion for great quality coffee. Today, we're roasting excellent quality coffee that's rich, smooth, very complex. It's a taste that's new in the world.
Amy Minty combines the hilarity of For Better or Money, the eroticism of For Love or Sanity, the mystique of For Sink or Swim, and the suspense of For Sex or Revenge, making her 5th novel, For Strip or Gamble, her best to date. Get your copy at amyminty.com or amazon.com. Get yours now.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
I gotta tell you something. I gotta get a pillow. Because this chair hurts, man.
If you get a pillow, I'm going to need another pillow. I'm like Princess and the Pea. I try to level myself up, sort of be at the same level with you so I don't look I'm in a ditch.
How do you sit? Oh, you have a pillow. Oh, no wonder why. You feel good?
Well, it gives me like a couple inches. That's all I can tell you. So if you get a pillow, I
A
got to
couple of inches makes a big difference. Huh?
It all makes a difference. Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Give us a call, 888-994-4995.
Say good morning to Ken.
Say good morning to Ken. Say good morning to Amy Rashevsky. Say good morning to Faith Washington. Hello, my peeps. How's everybody doing today?
Safe Levy. I haven't seen Seth Levy in a long time. Very nice stuff. Oh, listen, I got breaking news.
Ding, ding. Oh, where's your bell?
And we'll get back to the policing in a second. But I got breaking news. At the studio yesterday, the crew hung up some really, really nice pieces.
They did.
Memorabilia. I can't stand that word.
Memorabilia?
Yeah. Is there another word we could use?
Remember when? These pieces are amazing. These pieces come from Icon Auctions and Events. And they
Icon.
are Icon, I-C-O-N. We've got, oh my gosh, so many incredible, incredible signed pieces of memorabilia here. Throwback to all throwback, from the Rat Pack to Rocky Marciano to Martin Luther King, Obama, Elvis, Marilyn Monroe, the Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, some great, great pieces.
They have a Marilyn Monroe original with her signature in one of the pieces, which is really cool. But the one I like the best is the Rat Pack.
I know.
All four of them signed that piece.
You know what's funny? He also told me that he also has Albert Einstein autograph with his equation.
He has that.
Yeah,
He has everything.
he does.
Let me ask you a question. If you guys could meet any famous person
Oh, I saw this.
I didn't see it.
I saw it on Facebook.
Did you? To interview, or in your case, photography?
Anyone in history.
Meet.
Anyone in history.
Who would you like
it
to meet?
be?
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin? He has a Charlie Chaplin.
Why Charlie Chaplin?
I want to know where his brand of humor comes from, how he does all those amazing effects he did back then.
Really?
Yeah. Like, have you seen his own movies? He's
Oh,
pretty good.
sure.
Yeah, especially the Machine one.
The problem is it doesn't have any voice on it.
But you know what I find interesting? Vinny's in his 20s.
Yeah.
To look back at Charlie Chaplin, how did you start admiring Charlie Chaplin?
Back in like very early high school, I was hanging out with my uncle back in Pennsylvania. I did nothing all day long. I was so bored. Then he decided to put that movie on at us at night. I thought, my God, this guy's funny. Like, he's like a bumbling, lovable idiot.
The humor back then, interesting. How about you, Slick?
Who do you want to meet?
Oh, me is gonna be a tie because it's gonna be a tie between James Brown and Jimi Hendrix.
Ooh, okay, that's good.
I'm gonna tell you, Jimi Hendrix he was in New York when they held the what is
Correct.
it up in upstate New York?
Woodstock?
Woodstock. And my brother went up. My brother only went up to meet Hendrix, and there was a billion people. It took them like 3 days to get to the stage before he came up. But remember, he did the Star Spangled Banner and all that. But Jimmy was he was like a different type of individual. He was cool with everybody.
Yeah,
He was always, doing whatever.
I doing whatever, but what is it? I mean, what is it? His atmosphere. I don't know. Like, I just have to. I can't really picture it through like books and say, oh, I kind of know what Jimi Hendrix is. Same thing with James Brown. I want to be in like a studio session because some of his words, a majority of his songs, I'm like, what did he just say? And I have to rewind it and play it again.
That's a different era.
Correct.
Yeah. It's
Different
like, I
era,
want
different messages. The way they deliver is
You think the
different.
messages were different then than they are now? Or were the messages similar, just delivered differently?
Similar, delivered differently because
I think they were more charismatic in the music and everything else that they delivered
Correct.
it with.
like,
But the messages were probably the same. We talked about discrimination, we talked about equality, we talked about social injustice. It was just a different way of delivering it.
Correct. And they were business people too. Though, if you look at what happened with the singers, they got railroad on that stuff because some of those songs went on to make billions. And they got just a couple of 100,000, which wasn't fair either.
That was yeah.
It's interesting because when Mama Ali is on set, I look at all that as well. Cassius actually brought the boxing world to another level. Not that there wasn't the Marcianos and things of that nature, there were, but you know, he was a different deal. And then they tried to get him on the not going to Nam.
Correct.
So he served his time. He says, okay, and throw me in jail. When I come out, I'll start fighting again. And he did that. So a lot of different messages, a lot of different things going on. But the news also, I had the memorabilia's up. We have Jay Harmon stuff. We got Amy Frachesky.
Rashevsky.
I'm never going to remember that. But I just got the word that
Pray for Peace.
the Pray for Peace piece now has been discounted
Wow.
because he wants to move it on to somebody's house. So give us a holler. So we could tell you it's the price has come down significantly. and
Someone
it's
asked me for the size of that piece.
big.
And I always measure because I'm 5 feet, so I always think, how big is it? It's probably close to 5 feet.
No, I think it's
4
4 by
feet?
It's
3.
4 by
it's
3?
It's four
4 by 3.
high, like 3 feet wide.
Yeah, 4 by
4
3.
by 3, so it is a big piece, and it is all done with pencil. It's absolutely magnificent. All the pieces in our studio are for sale, including the memorabilia, which is pretty spectacular.
And we settle on the gallery at the theater. Is that what it is? The
Oh,
gallery.
the gallery at the theater?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that what it is? I'm
Yes,
asking.
the gallery. Yes.
It's
Come to
funny,
the
we call it
gallery.
the gallery, and then Freddie says, where are you? I say in the theater.
Gallery
So-
del Boca.
It changes names all over the place.
So what is the name?
I don't know. To be named, it leaves everyone speechless. I want to ask the ladies, though. You got to get them on a mic.
They're separated out there.
Teddy, who would you want to meet in history if you could meet anyone?
I think it's a tie between Robin Williams and Elvis Presley.
Those are two different worlds. Why?
I love them. I've always loved Elvis. I've always listened to Elvis my whole life. And I think Robin Williams is one of the most amazing people. And I've always wanted to talk to him.
Did you see the movie? What was it? Patch? What is it?
Patch Adams.
Patch Adams?
No, but now I have to see it because you keep mentioning it.
Keep talking about it.
It is the best movie I have ever seen that Robin Williams has done. You know, he's a comedian. Remember Nanu,
Yes, Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy? And he's always been a comedian,
But
but he
look
has
what
that.
he just suffered with such mental illness.
But you got to see the movie. It's a real movie, and I think that signified mental illness to the
He
utmost.
played a clown, or I remember seeing a very long time ago where he was a doctor.
He
and
changed medicine where
Yeah.
he wanted doctors to be less robots and more human. He says that medicine was better than any pill you can take. So he cut a ball, and that's where they had red nose. And
Robin Williams or Elvis. Interesting. How about you, Val?
She shrugged. She doesn't have a mic, but she shrugged.
She shrugged.
she shrugs. She wants to meet the shrugger.
It's hard to think about
Who do you
would
wanna meet?
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about.
Come on, you can't answer a question without having the answer.
Amelia Earhart.
Ooh, that's cool.
Amelia Earhart.
Yeah.
Why?
She speaks to me. And that's not even really Amelia Earhart up there, but
Isn't she the one that we lost her somewhere and then
so
we
they
found
say.
her?
They
And
say she was.
They ever found her?
They never officially found her, but
They found her
maybe she
unofficially?
survived. They've seen some pictures of her from the back, and they think maybe she survived on an island, maybe she was captured. But think about what she went through, the flight and all of women in history that we only know bits and pieces of. You know, I'd say Oprah because Oprah started with nothing, and look at the enormous network and conglomerate that but everyone would say Oprah, right? So think about another woman in history that has done so much. Eleanor Roosevelt, I think, would be a spectacular woman to meet. What she did for special
Okay,
needs.
is the question what woman you want to meet or
No.
what person you want to meet?
You asked what person, I'm telling you
Because if it's a woman, I would love to meet. I love Lucy. What's her name?
Lucille Ball. No,
Lucille
what
Ball.
person, but for me, Eleanor Roosevelt, what she's done for the special needs community, I think is amazing also.
So how many people you want to meet? All of them.
So many back in history. And honestly, if you want to know, I'd like to go back and talk to my grandparents and get the stories that I never got when I was younger.
That's interesting. I would like to meet John F. Kennedy.
Why?
Because John F. Kennedy, there was something that I once read, and I would want to ask him if it's true. He says every time his kids asked him a question, he went to the library, took out a book, opened it up, looked at the pages, and gave the kids the answer because he wanted them to see that books had knowledge. He was a big history buff. And I would like to talk to him about the real deal about the Cuban Missile Crisis, which is what I think, personally, think it got him killed. And he said, you know what? He stood against the crowd, and they shot him to death for doing it. So
I think so much
Kind
of
of
history is lost in the translation from those that wrote the history books, the politics of school books, not the real story. If I could go back and talk to my grandparents and have the questions now to know what I know now then, and actually had the foresight to write some of these things down, the history that came forward that we didn't get firsthand, people that came through and fought and liberated the Holocaust. Get the information from them, not the history books and not what they're letting us know. The true stories, maybe it would change history, maybe not, but firsthand would be amazing. And Jay Harmon's watching, so Jay says it's 32 by 40, the Pray for Peace. But Jay, who does spectacular work on so many things, I want to know, Jay, who would you like to meet in history and maybe actually
that's
sketch?
true. And Ken also, who would you like to meet in history? You know, I'm thinking maybe I changed this. I would like to meet Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I think.
What?
Sorry about that.
Please don't aim low.
There's a joke there somewhere.
No, I was thinking that.
No, I was
It could be
thinking.
anybody.
I think I would like to meet Jesus Christ.
What would you want to ask him?
I would ask, did you ever foresee that your name would change the history of the
Isn't
world?
that interesting?
I was thinking that one Family Guy episode where Stewie went back in time and met Jesus Christ. That was the funniest thing ever.
It could be comical, or it could be serious. It could be a lot of things.
What
But
do you think he would say?
He wouldn't answer. You'd probably say, well, why do you think that happened? He would ask a question, according to the books, if you read the books. But I would like to ask him. I would like to meet Moses. I'd like to meet Peter. I would like to meet all the different players that changed the history of this country, of the world.
Well,
The world.
everything.
Because religion is one of the aspects that changes everything in the world. Good,
Correct.
better, and different.
But wouldn't it be interesting if we were just spirituality and not religion? If this won't, I can't say, if I say never, it'll happen. So maybe I should say never, because never say never. If there wasn't actually a religion, but there was
Correct.
spirituality, and everyone came together and prayed for peace in humanity and kindness.
There'll be clarity,
Right?
I
But it
feel.
wasn't whether you're praying to different gods, but it was an overall sense of spirituality and hope.
I got somebody, Jimmy, that came in. He'd like to meet the first human being.
Oh,
That's interesting.
yeah,
The first human being.
not an alien,
No, the first human being.
not the reptile that we transformed to, not
Human-
Adam. I
Okay,
mean, we
we're
can
gonna
go through all of
We're gonna
these.
go back to the mammal thing again.
Adam, I said, not mammal.
He said first human being.
So who was the first human being?
I don't know. My cousin Vinny,
Hey, what's up?
the first human being. That's interesting.
It's interesting because you think about who actually it was, right?
That's an interesting aspect on that. Interesting.
That would be amazing. Jay Harmon says Abraham Lincoln.
Ask him why.
Honest.
Why,
Say-
Jay? Why Abraham Lincoln?
Why Abraham Lincoln, Jay?
You know, we've talked about freeing the slaves and everything that you see in the history books versus the behind the scenes, maybe what actually happened in the Oval Office and all of those things. And
All the politics behind it. But there's always been politics behind everything we do. Mussolini, as opposed to, who was the emperor in Japan when we took care of that situation?
I wouldn't know, to be honest with you. I pay
Now,
attention to
he has a painting, a picture, a memorabilia of the gentleman who actually was the captain flying the plane that dropped the bomb.
Oh yeah, he does.
He does.
Really does the
I
A
didn't,
bomb.
Really?
I don't know if we have it here, or did I take it, or did
I don't
give
know
it
if we
back?
hung it up, but
No,
it
I may
is
have
here.
given it back.
It is here though.
you've got some other pieces to
I got
hang.
three other
Yes.
pieces
I don't know
over
where
there.
you're going to hang them. I'm looking
have an
around
idea.
thinking, oh, jeez.
Yeah.
But I gave that one back because of the times. And I had you in my head. You know, you got to get out of my head. Because of the times right now, I
True,
didn't
true,
think
true.
that would be
It wouldn't
appropriate
be
right now.
Yeah, correct. Timing.
I mean, this is the guy, he signed it. There's a picture of the plane. There's a picture of the
Well,
bomb.
think about that, though, all right? So this goes back to what we talked about before commercial break, all of these statues that are coming down. Should they or shouldn't they? History versus people's feelings now versus then. You're taking the same stance on hanging a piece of memorabilia because of the timing. Why?
Well, because I want to be sensitive to the timing. And, you know, and Slick and I talked about this. And it isn't that I won't hang that piece eventually. Maybe I will. It just ain't the time right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the time for that piece. And the piece is marvelous. You know, you got Obama up there, you got Martin Luther King up there, which is amazing. I would be surprised if Martin Luther King survives a week on that wall. and somebody doesn't buy it. I mean, you got to come in here and
We have
check
all
it
the
out.
well, they can't come in, but you know what we should do is a video
Oh,
of
you
all
could go to the
pieces.
sites, too, the websites. Yes, they're working on a commercial for all the pieces.
And I have to tell you again, Slick, you put a smile on someone's face yesterday.
Really? I
You
mean,
talked to Lewis.
Yeah.
Lewis, who came in, he's an incredible contractor. So if anyone needs any small jobs, big jobs, he will do anything. The kindest
Oh,
man. You spoke
Lewis.
to him. I told you to go practice your Kringlish with him.
He didn't believe he didn't believe that I was Haitian, so
He
I
didn't.
had to, you know, loosen him up, to be honest with you. But yeah.
But did you
I
see?
didn't-
You brought. We've known him since we moved in here. He hung our lights. Mm-hmm. You put a smile on that man's face that I haven't seen him smile and laugh in all the times he's been here talking to you. Whatever, and I don't know what you said. You gave him a sense of home and family and inclusion. So I thank you for that.
No problem, no problem. And Lewis, you know, it can always come back. And I'll make sure I practice my Creole with him a lot. 'Cause it's
We should interview Lewis.
Well, you
Yeah.
know, the funny thing is, Lewis calls me boss man.
Yeah.
boss
So
man,
before
yeah.
he left, I said, Lewis, I want you to do me a favor. I don't want you to call me that anymore.
Oh, okay.
I said,
It-
my name is Freddie. Okay, I can call you boss man. You're the general contractor. You know what a nail and a hammer looks like. I just tell you, Lewis, this is what I want you to do it. He put that together.
But he looked at it and he said he wanted to put Martin Luther King at the top. I guess we changed it. We put Obama at the top.
right.
but-
It's only because of placement, because of what room we have on the top, and it goes down too far, then
Correct.
it will be on the floor.
But he saw it, and you brought a
was nice.
smile to his face yesterday.
That's good. That's
he
good.
enjoyed
We're bringing smiles here at Brooklyn.
Because I
Cafe.
don't think people don't realize that you're Haitian or that you speak
No.
Creole, and he was taken aback. It was pretty cool.
But he was like, wow, look at this. And then I said, man, why don't we put you on the show? You could do a Creole show with him.
He can do, yeah.
He said he's
we
more
can
than
sell
happy to
gubble
do it.
bubble. We can, gubble. We can sell gubble rum. You know.
And you know,
we can
he's
do a
old
gubble.
school.
I can see.
So you're gonna have to put your old school jacket on.
I can't do old school, but he knows that I can do
You
Kringlish.
could do old school.
I can do Kringlish because
Kringlish.
he knew what is it? My Creole when I was talking to him.
Well,
I
when
was
my
using
Creole
some
meets your English, I get
Yeah.
Kringlish.
His Creole was fluent, like it was nice, but mine was like I'll still put in English words in there.
Which was really nice. Jay Harmon says the reason he wants to meet Abraham Lincoln, he was the epitome of laid-back intelligence. He was what, like 6'7", right? He was.
Laid back in time. Lincoln never ever spoke out of character. He always waited, right? He always sat back and waited for the answer to come to him.
You know what they say? You should listen more than we speak.
That's the way you learn, absolutely. That's an interesting piece, Abraham Lincoln.
Good morning to Lady Ann. Good morning, Natalia. She has Business Kitchen coming this morning at 11 o'clock.
11.
Recipes, new business ideas, cooking recipes.
It's
I
a
don't
nice
think she
twist.
sleeps either because all these things we get from her,
Well,
she put a new intro together.
She's putting the business aspect together with recipes because she owns restaurants, she's a chef, and the whole nine. It's a kind of a play on words. It's kind of interesting.
So Vinny's got your commercial. He's going to work on that new intro this morning. You talk about turnaround time. He's got about an hour to turn around a new intro. And he smiles. He's like, I got this.
I don't even know what she's talking about, Vinny, but I will
That's
light
why
a
I get
candle
up at
for you.
3:30 in the morning. That's
I
I
got
get
up-
up and I hear things.
I
in
got
my
up at
head.
3:30 and went back to bed.
I did, and then I get up at 5:30. I had this dream that I was in a crowd of people and no one had masks on. I was like, isn't that terrible? And I woke up this morning thinking, thank goodness that was only a dream.
You remember that show where they used to put you in a vat of roaches or snakes?
Fear factor.
Fear Factor. So now you've seen the new Fear Factor is they put you in a tube full of
They
100
put you
people
in a
with no
concert
mask.
of people with no masks. Right?
Oh yes.
You have to hold your breath for
scared.
2 minutes. Can you do it?
I can't do it. I couldn't do it.
And I heard part of the mandate is if you have a shield on, you don't need a mask. You can just wear the shield.
Is that true?
I mean, I didn't hear that part, but I know, like, I feel not. These are facts about the shield. The shield is not to protect your face; it's only to protect projectiles. Like
Yes.
if someone
The
was
shield doesn't
spit,
protect you. I don't
It
believe
doesn't
it.
protect your. So you
Teddy-
need a mask on.
Teddy, we want fact checking. If you wear a shield, you don't have to wear a mask.
No, that's not at all true. I don't even have to fact check that one.
Fact check that.
No
I
way.
would like someone to fact check it because you hear all these things and you see all these posts on Facebook and you realize anyone can put a graphic piece together, right? We create it here every day. It can say anything you want. It doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah, but I don't want to be like that.
No. That's why I want to fact check it. They say if you have asthma or a doctor's note, you don't have to wear a mask.
Now I'm going to give you a better one. When I wear this mask,
That's also not true.
Thank you. So can you give us the facts on who and what has to wear them?
Everyone, especially in Palm Beach County and other Broward County, Tampa, City and all that, it is required to wear a mask by law. If you have something like asthma where you can't wear a mask, you still aren't allowed to enter public places, but you can request, if they don't already offer it, curbside pickup, personal shopping. A lot of people have actually been printing out fake ADA cards saying that, oh, I have this ADA card from the FTBA, and it means I don't have to wear a mask. That is fake. The ADA does not cover masks. All it does is say that the store has to provide you curbside service.
Now, do you have to wear a mask on the beach?
I don't know the rules about outside. I will fact check that one. I know inside
Let's check
you
it
100%
because,
have to.
well, you saw what happened in the beach, and all those kids got sick and everything else. You know, it would be nice if you go to the beach and with this separated. Hey, how you doing, Vinny? You want a beer? I'll send it over with Seagull, right?
Yeah.
That's all cool. But that's not what happens on the beach. On the beach, you have a little liberation, right? You're drinking a little bit, you're hanging out with your friends. Next thing the arm goes around, I'm not talking about just men and women. Guys, they put the arm around, they, buddy, I haven't seen you, high-fiving. And there you go. Then the thunderstorms come in, because welcome to Florida. And where do they go?
To the beach?
Right to the bars.
People go in.
And they're not wearing masks because they just came off the beach. And they're all sandy. I got no beach. I'm a sandy man.
Well, funny enough, I went to the beach on Tuesday night with a friend of mine.
Of course you did.
A lot of weird people went out that night.
Of course they did.
It's half of them without a mask. So.
Did you have a mask on?
Oh, definitely.
Now
He always has his mask on.
I want to ask you, though, because the show's almost over. When I wear a mask, I'm protecting me.
Let me just tell you something. I
tell me.
hate that S word, but to me that is
S?
the most S thing I've ever heard.
Stupid?
Yes.
Why?
Because everyone's like, you're protecting other people. You're
You're not.
protecting
Protecting
you
me.
too. So everyone, because if you wear a mask, you're protecting someone else. In my opinion, only you are protecting you as well, because you are protecting yourself from things coming. You can't just say you're protecting yourself from things going out. You have to be protecting yourself from things coming in. So all of these questions on who you're protecting, the mask protects both ways. Is it 100%? No.
First of
so
all,
everyone should be wearing
let
one.
me tell you something. This mask is giving me mascaritis because I'm getting more phlegm from the mask in this direction.
I know.
Am I
I got
protecting-
breakouts. I got all kinds of things.
Forget about breaking out. I'm done with that. Am I protecting you, though?
Yes,
And so, because nothing's going in that direction.
correct.
But then, am I protected from you? Because something's coming in this direction.
A little bit, yes.
A little bit. So
it's
it's
the
not
same little
protect.
bit going both ways. The mask is one. To me, it's the same in or out. My opinion is all I can say. So when everyone says you're wearing a mask, it's protecting you, them. Just be kind and do the right thing. If you're next to people, wear a mask.
So let me get this
Or
right.
say so. I mean, I don't understand why you want to put anyone else's health in jeopardy.
So let me
because
hold
of
on.
your,
So if I sneeze into the
principle.
atmosphere,
yeah.
okay. So that stuff now is in the atmosphere like a
Yes.
giant global warming bubble, right? That stuff can get people sick. Is that what you're telling
Of
me?
course.
Does it ever dissipate?
Yes, but I can tell you, it doesn't stop at 5 feet 9 inches, or 5 feet 11 inches. What, the magic inch is going to stop
I
the
think-
sneeze from going to you? I mean, certain things
I-
don't make sense either.
I think we should go. I'm telling you again. I think we should go to the bubble helmet. A bubble helmet. You put the whole thing in like a fire gear thing. You figure out how to breathe is another problem, but then you're in your own bubble. All the pollution stays
I
in the
saw
helmet.
someone create a COVID hugger, so you could hug your family.
I saw that.
But here's my next thing. I think it's great. I was actually thinking of reaching out to them. I guess you could put on a raincoat and gloves, but it's not the clothes, it's the face that we're
It's
spreading
not
it
even the
through.
face, it's the germs.
Yes,
we German
but it's
people.
coming from all of this. So yes, if
We're
you
very
If
Germanish.
you put a bubble on, like a spacesuit, and you wrap all of that, then yes, go hug. You can go hug
I
people.
tell you, I think more and more what I'm going to do is I'm going to move further away and further away. I think we may have to go stay at the house again for 2 weeks.
Okay, you go for that. You try that out again.
You know, I'm a lot older than you.
I know.
I got other significant problems.
Okay,
One of them being you, but that's a different thing.
all right. If you have to quarantine at your house, I totally respect that.
It isn't about the quarantine. It's about the worrying about.
I wanted
Like he went to the beach, right? I don't know who you came in contact with. Matter of fact, my left eye is beginning to twitch because of
he
you.
just told you he was wear a mask.
I understand that, but was he wearing it all the time?
Ask him. He says yes.
Yes.
He's not going to tell me no.
He would. My cousin Vinny always tells
Did you
the
wear
truth.
it to the beach and from the beach?
Yeah, definitely.
Did you go home with it on?
Yes.
Is that the same mask you have on now?
No.
Okay. Good answer. You're quick. You see, he knows how to mambo.
He knows how to mambo, but yes, if anyone wants to respectfully stay home in quarantine, our platform allows you to remote in virtually. As a matter of fact, we had some guests that were scheduled and they said they were potentially exposed, so they're going to be virtually coming in to do that. A lot of our guests we're going to go back to more virtual guests than having
Yes.
them in set.
I agree.
And everyone's good with it. They ask, and we've got Dr. J joining us at 12 o'clock virtually.
I could use her.
I know. She's the one I'd like in studio, but she's got so many patients, she's going to be doing it virtually. We have the unemployment guys coming in virtually.
Yes, and again, information on the unemployment, so get ready for that. The turnout on the shows was tremendous. I got a lot of positive feedback that they helped a lot of people.
So they're coming in virtually. We have another guest, Patty Goldenberg, Fem City, coming in virtually.
We also have,
And I think Kendra Erica is coming to talk about her fan club.
and we have a patient advocate. I reached out for somebody who
Is
does.
she coming in or is she virtual?
She's coming in. She's right down the street here with mask and everything. But she actually speaks up for the patients that have very rare diseases that we've forgotten all about because we're all caught up in this stuff around us.
Of half-truths in media.
Yeah.
Anyway, just be kind to each other is all I can say. Do what feels right. But you know what? It's not just about standing your ground and saying, I don't want to. You come in contact with other people, and it's about being humane and kind and respecting everyone. All I can say is be kind to each other. We'll see you at 10:30 with Slick Speaks. 11 o'clock with The Business Kitchen. 11:30, we've got Fuego, and followed by 12 o'clock, the Brooklyn Cafe.
That's right.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe. Tune into Ant Media Productions, and we'll see you in a little bit.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can pick in every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save her. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors.